Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Modern Warfare 2. Tomorrow, apparently, we're going to be getting a brand new blog post from Infinity Ward, which will hopefully be giving us a bunch of information about what's going to be coming to the game with Season 1, which is scheduled to launch in just under 10 days' time, so definitely stay tuned for that. Right now, the leaks and rumors are suggesting that we're going to be getting fan-favorite multiplayer maps with Season 1. That's coming straight from Activision themselves, though they won't tell us exactly which maps they're talking about. Leaks and rumors are going around right now suggesting that, surprise, surprise, those maps are going to be Shipment as well as Shoot House from Modern Warfare 2019, which, if that were to be the case, I can see it being good and bad for the player base. It'll be good because these camo challenges and leveling up your guns and things like that will go a lot faster. People tend to choose the path of least resistance in video games, especially the COD franchise. You guys know my opinion on Shipment in Modern Warfare 2019. It's one of the worst maps, if not the worst COD map of all time, because it's barely even a map. It's just a death arena where you spawn in front of or behind enemy players. You could just spawn in, hold down right trigger, and probably exit that game with 30 kills. Like, it's ridiculous, man. You don't even have to aim. It's not a good map at a fundamental level, but it's a great place to go to level up and do your thing, right? So those are leaks and rumors. Ghost of Hope is guessing that instead of Shoot House, we're going to be getting High Rise as well as Shipment, considering High Rise was kind of teased to us by Activision and Infinity Ward early on in the game's marketing cycle. We do know that High Rise is going to be a point of interest on the brand new Warzone map, and Shipment as well, but unfortunately, I can't show you footage of those locations on the new Warzone map because they get taken down. I don't know, like any footage that I've seen of High Rise, which looks fantastic, and Shipment, which is basically just a bunch of shipping containers on a cargo ship, any mention of that footage has been taken down online. I don't think it's because they're removing those locations. It's just Activision doing their due diligence, I suppose, and trying to protect their copyright and shutting down people that are trying to leak things early, essentially. So we're going to find out tomorrow, hopefully, what the fan favorite maps are going to be. Hopefully we'll get an idea of what the multiplayer weapons are going to be, and hopefully they're going to give us an idea of all those missing features and whether or not they're going to be returning to the game, because you guys are watching this footage right here, and this is actually what inspired this video. I don't care anymore. I really don't. That's a good thing. Don't take that as a negative. It's actually kind of a good thing. So in a game without challenges, without barracks, without combat record, without stat tracking, I just don't give a shit anymore. My voice cracked right there, but I don't give a shit anymore. I really don't. So let me give you like an idea of like what I've been doing since launch. When the game first came out, the first gun I got gold was the M4 because I wanted to level up the M4. You need the M4 to acquire a bunch of different weapons. Most people use the M4 right away. Then I started using shotguns because I love shotgunning in the COD franchise. It's a great way to make people mad, and it's also the kind of way that you can, you have to learn to navigate the map in a certain way to actually make your shotguns effective. End up getting platinum on the shotguns. I may do a guide video on that if that's something you guys would like to see, kind of change up the content here on the channel a little bit. But yeah, got platinum on the shotguns. Then I went and got gold on the knife. Then I got gold in the riot shield here, and I could get platinum for both of them, but the challenge to get platinum for the knife and the riot shield are a bit more difficult. The knife, not so much, but it's like you have to get 2 kills within 10 seconds of each other 10 times with each the riot shield and the knife. Now the knife, that could be pretty easy, but the riot shield, finding 2 people and then whacking both of them twice within 10 seconds and not getting killed, that sounds actually pretty difficult. I may wait for Tier 1, as they're calling it, which is going to be the hardcore mode that's going to be coming out with Season 1. I may wait for that. We'll have to wait and see how things are going to play out. But, I've been leveling up goofy guns. I'm working on my rocket launchers right now. I did the knife and the riot shield, like I said, and I'm barely touching the assault rifles or the submachine guns. Like, the only SMG I've really used is the MP5. I got gold on that because it's the MP5, and it's nostalgic for me going back to, Call of Duty 4 15 years ago when I started playing the franchise. And you'll notice, like, I'm playing the objective, like, in this mode pretty well because I'm using a riot shield. Of course, you have to, but when it comes down to it, right, the COD player base needs incentive. And I'm not projecting, I'm not saying this is like me, but everyone else should agree with what I think. I think this is honestly true. I think that the COD player base as a whole needs to have some form of incentive to actually do things, right? Have you guys noticed that in most of your games, nobody plays the objective? And that's kind of like a meme in the COD franchise. If you play Dom, you play Hardpoint or whatever, it's kind of a meme like COD fans don't play the objective. But I think it's even worse this year. And honestly, I don't play it either. I don't give a shit. I really don't. Like, without stat tracking. I used to be such a huge stat nerd in the COD series, and I still am. My KD's dropped over the years because I focus more on trying to win, and also, the COD player base tends to basically pick the one OP weapon in the game, or one of the several OP weapons in the game, and then only use that. Meanwhile, I'm over here trying to get long shots with a freaking, Bren LMG, going back to Call of Duty Vanguard. I like to do challenges. I like to level up my guns. I like to go for the dark matter equivalent of whatever particular game is out, while also trying to play the objective and maintain a pretty high win-loss ratio. I enjoy winning. It's one of those things that kind of like makes COD interesting for someone that's been playing it as long as I have. When you try to win every single game and maintain like a high win-loss ratio while also having a decent kill-death ratio, while also working towards unlocking every camo in the game, like that's how I've like kept myself interested in playing COD. Because while COD, yes, changes every year, at its core foundation, it's still the same game that I played 15 years ago. There's a B flag in the middle. I'm using an MP5 with a red dot sight. I'm running around with my perks and stuff like that. Like, at its core foundation, COD is still COD. Every year is different, but as a player that's been playing for a very long time, I need that little extra oomph, that little extra spice to kind of get me interested and to continue playing the game and continue grinding the game. And for a long time, I found that extra spice, quote unquote, by doing challenges, going for 100% or going for dark matter and things like that, trying to maintain my win-loss ratio. But now, since none of that is here, I just don't care. I really don't. And I'm actually kind of enjoying COD a bit more. I don't know what my KD is. It's probably terrible. I have gold on the riot shield, so it's obviously going to be terrible, I don't know what my win-loss ratio is. It's probably also terrible because I don't care. I don't actually try to win the game as much anymore. Now and then I will, of course, if it's convenient to me. But right now, the only form of progression within a game like Modern Warfare 2 is leveling your weapons and going for weapon camos. That's literally it. And so that's all I'm focusing on, because that's the only thing there is to do in the game, and everyone else in the player base seems to be doing the same thing. Have you noticed the ridiculous amount of decoy grenades that are absolutely everywhere? It's because they're not using them because they're good. People are using it because that's the best way to level up your weapons. That's the path of least resistance, right? And when you talk about the idea of like trying to incentivize people to play the objective, and the ultimate weapon is team, which is like the slogan for Modern Warfare 2, and they want people to like, sweat it out, with skill-based matchmaking and the fact that you can't even see your stats, like you're basically playing, like you're playing like a ranked mode with no actual rank to reflect how you're doing, and no stats to see even, like if you lose, it's not written down anywhere. It's basically like that match didn't even happen. The only thing that actually carries over from a match, besides like match bonus XP, which is pointless because most of us are level 55 by now, so XP is completely worthless. The only thing that actually carries over is your weapon levels and any progression you may have made towards your weapon camos. That's literally it. So that's all people go for. You know what I mean? And I'm in the same boat. I'm not going to fight it. Like Infinity Ward, you win. If you want to like release a game that has like super strict skill-based matchmaking, while at the same time not even letting us know like whether or not we won our last game or not. Like if I wasn't like paying attention, like, wait, did we win 2 games ago? I don't know. And there's no way to check. It doesn't matter. There's no stat tracking of any kind, which is crazy because they're putting out this Warzone anniversary thing here. I'll put a link to it down there in the description if you guys want to check it out. You have to type in your Activision ID with the numbers and all that, and they give you this little video which kind of shows you your Warzone stats, which I barely played Warzone because Blackout was better. But I'm looking forward to Warzone 2. I'll give it a go. I'll see how it actually is. But the big thing is like they have all this crazy stat tracking for Warzone. Like it all clearly works on the back end with such a sophisticated algorithm like skill-based matchmaking. They actually track how fast you move, how far you move, and like right down to like every minute detail of your play style, and try to match you up with players of a very similar play style. But they can't tell you what your kill death ratio is anymore. They can't tell you your win-loss ratio anymore. The features just aren't there in the game. And like I said, like, don't take this as a negative. I'm actually kind of enjoying Modern Warfare 2, I think more so than I would have, because I don't know what my stats are, and frankly, I don't give a shit. I don't care about winning. I don't care about losing. I don't care about, the only thing I care about is like, if I get those 3 kill streaks or those damn 15 kills from behind with my assault rifles to get gold. That's all I really care about. And I find myself actually being a bit more relaxed when I play COD now because, who cares if we lose? Oh, you're going to shit talk in game chat? Oh boy, you won. Wow, congratulations. You don't even get a participation ribbon. You don't get shit for winning. Who cares? cares? But like I said, the blog post is coming out tomorrow, and in there, hopefully they're going to give us like all the details about season 1, and maybe they're going to be adding a combat record. Maybe they have been tracking all our stats this whole time, and they're eventually going to allow us to actually see them. Maybe it was a very intentional design decision to not let people see their stats when the game first came out, so people actually just run around and experience more of the game as compared to playing for stats. I don't know. They kind of did something similar Sledgehammer Games did back during Call of Duty World War II with the war game mode. Everything you did in war didn't actually count towards your combat record because they wanted people to not play for stats. They want people to actually play the objective. But as they learned pretty quickly, people don't give a shit about the objective. If there's no stat tracking, if there's no incentive, people go to war to level up their pistols and go for sniper clips. That's all that ends up happening. And lo and behold, war never returned after that game. Although I wish it would, because I think war was actually a very interesting idea. I mean, Sledgehammer Games has kind of been getting the short end of the stick from the developer perspective for a while now. But looking back at the headquarters, looking back at the war game mode, looking back at some of the multiplayer maps that they had in World War II, like Ardennes Forest and London Docks, I would love to see that stuff return. Like, give us that, Sledgehammer. And we do know now, after yesterday, according to industry insiders, that year 2 content is going to be paid content for Modern Warfare 2, and Sledgehammer Games is going to be the one heading it, which is still really weird. And I know a lot of you guys are upset about the idea that you have to pay for the other half of the game. Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes, man. It's going to be really weird. It's going to be interesting. But I want to make this video here today to basically just say, and kind of get your guys' feedback on it as well, I just don't care anymore about, in Modern Warfare 2, I don't care. And actually, that's making me enjoy the game more. And I'm actually having more fun. And I've already put more time into Modern Warfare 2 by, this point in the game's life cycle than I did during Vanguard, Black Ops Cold War, or even the original Modern Warfare 2019. And so maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. And I'd love to hear what you guys think about that down there in the comments. As always, like I mentioned, there will be a blog post tomorrow. And as more news and more information comes out about Modern Warfare 2, I will be here with you guys every step of the way, keeping you up to date with all the news, all the leaks, all the rumors, all the details. But for right now, that's my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts and feedback down there in the comments. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.